What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all doing well. In the last couple months, we have done lists about getting land, where to get free land, where to retire, places that'll actually pay you to move. Today I thought we should look at the most affordable states to buy land. When we did the free videos, everyone said nothing's free, there's always hoops you gotta jump through. There is, but really, even if you're buying land, there's hoops to jump through. I figure if this video does good, we'll do each state more in depth. But moving on. So how do you decide what makes a state affordable? Well, it's math. You use the following metrics: effective property tax rate, median listing price per square foot, median home value, and average closing costs. You give all those numbers to someone that knows their way around a calculator. In this case, her name is Suki, and you come up with a list. Slapping money down for a mortgage is a major investment for most Americans. Sometimes the upfront cost might deter potential buyers from pulling the trigger on their dream home. That can leave a lot of Americans wondering where it's possible to purchase a home with less cash up front. Nobody wants to work 3 jobs, sell plasma, and test pharmaceuticals just to get the down payment. You show up to sign the papers, your real estate agent's there, the mortgage broker's there, you're tired, you look like a zombie, your right eye and left nipple are itching. It's not a good sight. So what states are the most affordable to live what most consider the American dream? You gotta start with Number 10, Ohio. Do you like football? Do you like cold weather? Do you like major cities that have serious inner city problems? If you answered yes to all those, move to Cleveland or Cincinnati. If you like the first two but could really do without the third part, the city part, move to rural Ohio. Besides the inexpensive housing, Ohio is a good family type state with a low cost of living. The rural parts of Ohio were hit pretty hard by the opioid crisis a couple years back, but they're doing a great job now coming out of it. The handful of people I know from Ohio have all expressed their one main hatred for this state: election years. Ohio is one of those states that gets out of control when it comes to election season. The residents are bombarded with ads, reporters, campaign workers, candidates, people begging you to put a sign on your lawn and then attend a town hall type thing. They said it's insane, they said it's irritating, and a lot of them try and go on vacation during that time of the year, every 4 years or whatever it is. The median list price in Ohio is $180,000. Now, that's the average. The cities, it's going to be higher, but when you get to rural Ohio, you're probably looking at somewhere around $120,000 for a decent house that may actually have some land on it. The median list price is about $110,000. The average effective property rate is 1.54. Not bad. Number 9, South Carolina. Once you get outside of Myrtle Beach and Charleston, South Carolina becomes extremely affordable. I mean, a serious price drop, like Mercedes to a Yugo type of price difference. Remember the Yugo? God, that was a horrible car. My friend had one. The only car I've ever seen where the air conditioning actually broke on. You couldn't turn it off, and that was like the only powerful thing in that car. We had to wear jackets to drive around in that car in August in West Texas. It sucked. If you like to fish, you'll like South Carolina. In states like Texas, you have people with gun racks in the back window of their truck. South Carolina, people have fishing poles in their trunk or the back window of their truck. Everyone knows the best fishing hole in South Carolina. They're all over the state. Everyone's got their own greatest fishing holes. It's kind of weird. Anyway, the cool thing about South Carolina real estate is you don't need to live in the sticks to get a good price for a home. They have great suburbs that are very affordable. Like I've said before, they do make their barbecue sauce out of mustard, so if you can get past that, you're in good shape in South Carolina. It's really good barbecue, by the way. Just so you should know. Definitely try it. The median home price in South Carolina is $250,000. Not bad. Median list price per square foot is $131.25. The average effective property tax is 0.55%, so that's pretty good. Number 8, Missouri. I don't think I have or would ever recommend anyone moving to Missouri. Maybe my cousin's ex-wife. It's very rare you hear anyone talking good about Missouri. There's really only 2 times someone might. When they're discussing the low cost of housing, and maybe they're 65 years or older and you mention Branson, Missouri. They'll talk all day about it. Branson, Missouri calls itself the live music capital of the world. Okay, maybe they are, but it's sort of easy to pull off when you're only booking acts that once played the Merv Griffin show. But you can't deny it's cheap to get a house in Missouri. The average closing cost in the state comes in around $2,671. That's the third lowest amount for this metric overall. The Show Me State has one of the lowest median listing prices across all states analyzed at $193,000. The effective property tax rate is 0.95%. Not bad. Number 7, Kentucky. The Bluegrass State has a lot of land you can get on the cheap. Even in most of the cities, it's pretty reasonable compared to other major cities in the country. And yes, I'm sure it's gotten out of control and the prices have gone through the roof over the last decade. Here's a secret. So has every other semi-desirable city in the country. That's just how the world works. Prices go up. The people in Kentucky love a good time. They love basketball and the Kentucky Derby, which is more like a religious pilgrimage to them. I have a friend who's from a place called Winchester, Kentucky, which is just outside of Lexington. He told me there are only 3 people that don't go to the Kentucky Derby at least one time in their life. Animal lovers, poor people, and drug fiends. We know them as addicts. He calls them fiends. That's just his way. I don't know. Kentucky comes in 7th and has the 4th lowest average closing cost in the study at $2,681. It also has the 8th lowest median listing price per square foot at $118.96. The effective property tax in Kentucky is 0.85%. And if you're planning any long-term thing like owning the house forever and leaving it to your kids or something like that, you should do a little reading on the Kentucky inheritance laws. That's just a piece of advice from your old pal Briggs. Number 6, Indiana. Indiana is not for everyone, but the people who do like it there don't mind letting me know where I should place my opinions if opinions actually took a solid form of, let's say, an eggplant. They didn't appreciate it when I published the findings from the condoms.com study. I don't know if it's a study, they added things up. Anyway, in the study, they said that Indiana orders more extra small condoms than any other state in the union. I've talked about this before in a past video. Obviously, that's why they're complaining. I don't care how small they grow their eggplants in Indiana. Their housing is cheap and it's worth a look. The average closing cost in Indiana is about $2,655. That's the second lowest overall. Indiana is also one of the best states for homeowners in 2019. That's a future list coming up really soon, actually. It has an average listing price of $195,000. The Hoosier State's effective property tax is 0.84. By comparison, the average effective property tax across all states was 1.11%. So it's a pretty good number there. Number 5, Oklahoma. If you don't mind living in a state that uses a racial slur for one of its nicknames, Oklahoma may be for you. Oklahoma is most often called the Sooner State, but it also has 2 other nicknames. One is the Native State, which is fine. The next one, not so much. The Land of the Red Man. Yeah, that's a thing. How'd that one slip by? Oklahoma isn't terribly crowded in or outside the cities. In more of the rural parts of the state, land gets dirt cheap. Oklahoma median home value is about $49,000. The second lowest figure on this list for that metric. Oklahoma also has the 5th lowest average cost for closing at $2,720. The effective property tax in Oklahoma is only 0.89%. Like I said, Oklahoma, it's really cheap to get into a home or buy some land there. You just gotta deal with your living in Oklahoma, and it is not for everyone. That's true for every state and every city, but I really mean it when it comes to Oklahoma. I mean, I still get angry emails from people defending the honor of Tulsa when I did a video a couple months back. Why? I've been to Tulsa. There's nothing there to defend. The thumbnail for that video is a dude taking a nap while resting his head on a catfish. Nobody's ever complained. They complain about everything else, but apparently that's okay. Number 4, Mississippi. And here we have Mississippi. A couple videos back, we sat with our mouths agape as we found out Mississippi wasn't the bottom of the barrel in a category. That was shocking enough, but even more alarming, it was education. They weren't even in the bottom 10. They actually have one of the better education ratings in the country. Who saw that one coming? Mississippi takes the 4th place on this list of the top 10 cheapest states to buy a home. The median listing price per square foot in Mississippi is only $95. That's the lowest in this study for that metric. Mississippi's overall listing price is in the top 5 also. It's $189,000. That's pretty freaking low. The effective property tax in Mississippi, again, is really low at 0.78%. Good job, Mississippi. Number 3, Alabama. Alabama, like others on this list, fall into the poorest states list and a few other negative columns. This is why the land is so cheap. Not a bunch of people are aching to live there. They suck as bad as Mississippi, but they don't have the education score to lean on. They do have billboards letting people know that it's not okay to date close relatives. Not even kidding about that. Mentioned it on a video in the past. They actually have billboards telling you it's not okay to, hook up with a first cousin and whatnot. Alabama has a lot going for it. I mean, once you get past those billboards, including the University of Alabama, Mobile Bay, amazing history, good people, and really cheap land. The Yellowhammer State ranks 3rd with the 2nd lowest effective tax rate on this list with 0.40%. The state has the 4th lowest median listing price per square foot at $103.38. The median home price in Alabama is $219,000. They have small towns where you could get a move-in ready home for about $60,000. Yeah, that's real. Number 2, Arkansas. Transitioning into Arkansas, we learned that it can get cheaper than Alabama. I know it's hard to believe, but it's actually a thing. Arkansas is one of the poorest states in the union, which normally translates to cheaper everything. When people can't afford to buy things that are on sale, it's hard to sell them anything that's considered a premium item, That's why they aren't selling many Rolexes in Little Rock. Not selling much dental insurance either. I always see people from Little Rock are missing some teeth or something like that, and they're always sunburned. It's like they don't believe in sunscreen or skincare here. It's really strange. So I will say a couple things about Arkansas. Up in the northwest part of the state, it's almost not Arkansas. The Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers area, I should really say it's not like the rest of Arkansas. They really need to become their own state. Until that happens, the statewide cost of living, housing should be kind of low. The good part of Arkansas is being brought down by the bad part of Arkansas. And that's just because most of the rest of the state is really sort of sketchy at best. Arkansas homes are the 2nd lowest median listing price in the entire list, with $169,900 is the average listing price. The effective property tax in Arkansas is 0.61%. Not bad. And number 1, West Virginia. If you like the outdoors, good, decent people, a laid-back lifestyle, and the world's best community radio station, WTSQ in Charleston, move to West Virginia. While you're there, say hi to Maya Ross, morning DJ and dummy collector. West Virginia has had a rough go at it the last decade or so. It was hit hard with loss of coal mining jobs. The opioid crisis just wrecked the state, but it's working its way back up. It's on the upswing now. So now's the time to buy in West Virginia. It is a beautiful state, and I don't think it's going to be the cheapest state for many more years. Forget all the jokes, the rumors, the recent history. West Virginia is a great state, especially around the state capital of Charleston. West Virginia has a median home listing price of $167,000. That is cheap. The effective property tax rate in the state of West Virginia is 0.57%. Still extra cheap. West Virginia is easily the cheapest place to buy a home, land, whatever you want in the United States. Give it a look. Alright, so that is my cheapest states to buy property in the United States. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. This one was really about information, and I hope it helps someone buy a home. I just bought a new home, second home, I guess, now that we've had, and it's a process, and if you can get any help like low taxes, low closing costs, it makes a big difference. Don't be afraid of the process, just pull the trigger and do it. What's the worst they can do? Tell you no and you try again 6 months later? Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget all the links below. Give it a big thumbs up. Tell me what you thought. If you like this series, we'll break down the states individually even closer, and I can get into the counties and stuff like that. If you want, leave me a comment about that. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.